everybody's favourite, the push-up. Now the push-up is used in every army in the world. Most martial artists do variations of the push-up, and any gym or boot camp instructor will do push-ups as well. Now, why would we do a push-up? Basically, it's upper body strength endurance. Okay, so what are we working? We're working the pushing muscles. So we're working the muscles in the chest here, we're working the shoulders, and we're working through the tricep at the back of the arm here. We're also working on shoulder stability as we're pulling down. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some common push-up errors, and then I'll give a demonstration of a good push-up. So first off, we're going to look at errors. Commonly, what will happen is people will just do this sort of pumping movement, which really is no good for anything. Then we'll get the old sag through the belly, which then tells us that our core is not stabilising the spine. Or we will get this variation. Okay, and there's millions of other variations like this. So a proper push-up, really, we should have a straight line from the shoulder through to the heel. The core should be stabilised, and we're coming down, chest to floor, to full elbow extension. Head basically in a neutral position or looking slightly forward. So how do we get to doing a good push-up? Well, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you several variations. So the first variation is what's referred to as a wall push-up. Now this is good for somebody who's not so strong in the upper body, equally for men and for women. And we just start off with the wall. Okay, hands a wee bit more shoulder width or a wee bit wider. Feet about 30 centimetres between the feet. Okay, keep the body rigid. Okay, so we're going to brace the abdominals, tighten up through the glutes, just gently coming forward till you touch the forehead on the wall and push up. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. Just like so. Now, when you can do 25 wall push-ups, you're probably ready to progress to doing your push-ups on a desk or a table. Now, push-up on the desk, pretty much the same rules and structure as before. So we want to do your pelvic tilt, tighten up through the abdominals, tighten the glutes. You might want to squeeze the legs together, and from here, pull yourself down to the table. So that means we want to actively squeeze the shoulder blades together and use your lats to pull yourself down. To make that easier, try and brush your elbows against your ribs. Heads up and breathe in. Breathe in, come down and breathe out. In, down and out. Now, in order to progress from the desk, what we do is we lower the heights. So we go from a desk to a chair, then to a coffee table, and then onto the floor. So ideally, what I would suggest is if you're doing between 10 to 15 reps or more on the table, and you're doing them with good form, at the sort of speed I was doing them, then you're ready to progress onwards. Okay? And each time you progress, you just drop the level at which you're doing the push-ups until you're doing them on the floor. Now, of course, if you're strong enough and doing push-ups on the floor holds no challenge, then you start to raise the legs. So you can put your legs on a coffee table or on a chair, and then finally up to the table. Not that I suggest putting your feet somewhere where you're going to be eating off. And that's it for this episode. Next episode, we'll look at integrating things like kettlebells and dumbbells into your office workout.